In the heart of the galaxy, inside a huge meeting hall, a group of alien leaders gathered. The room was filled with representatives from different species, creatures with blue skin, sharp claws, and glowing eyes. These beings were the rulers of the galaxy, powerful and wise in their own ways. They met regularly to discuss the future of the galaxy, and today their focus was on a small blue planet, Earth. At the center of the room stood Zarvek, a respected diplomat from a peaceful alien race. He had traveled far to speak before the council, and his message was urgent. His tall, thin frame trembled slightly as he prepared to speak, but his voice was steady. "Members of the Galactic Council," Zarvak began, his voice echoing through the hall. "I have come to warn you about the humans. The people of Earth. They are not like other species we have encountered." The room went silent. Some of the council members exchanged looks, their faces showing no sign of concern. They had heard of Earth's humans. They were weak, they thought. They were primitive, a young species still learning to control their world. Surely, they would be no match for the advanced technology of the galaxy. Zarvak continued, his voice more serious now. "I know many of you have studied Earth's history. You see them as small, weak creatures. But you are wrong. Humans have a hidden strength, one that you cannot understand. They are dangerous." The council members laughed. "Dangerous? How can they be dangerous?" one of them asked. "A tall, reptilian alien with red eyes. Their weapons are crude. Their ships are slow. They are nothing compared to us." Zarvak shook his head, trying to make them see the truth. It's not their weapons that make them dangerous. It's their will to survive. Humans have faced countless challenges on their own planet, diseases, natural disasters, and even war. But they never gave up. They always find a way to overcome. And there is something else, something more terrifying. The council grew quiet. Zarvak's warning was not like the others. He had their attention now. "I have studied their past," Zarvak said, his voice low. "Humans have a deep connection with their planet. Long ago, they lived alongside dangerous creatures, beasts that were killers. These predators are still part of Earth's history, and they shaped the humans into what they are today. If humans are pushed too far, they will awaken these predators, and when they do, there will be no stopping them." A murmur ran through the room. Some of the council members looked nervous, but others scoffed at Zarvak's words. "Are you saying we should fear a primitive species?" asked a member with 4 arms, his voice dripping with disbelief. "We are the rulers of the galaxy. Humans are nothing." Zarvak took a deep breath, his eyes filled with worry. "I am telling you, do not underestimate them. If you attack Earth, they will unleash the predators. And you will regret it." The room fell into silence. The council members exchanged glances, unsure of what to believe. Finally, the leader of the council, a massive alien with scales like armor, spoke. "Zarvak, your warning is noted, but we will proceed with our plan. Earth will fall like all the others. We do not fear them." Zarvak's heart sank as he realized they had made up their minds. The council ignored his warning. Earth's fate was sealed. On Earth, life continued as usual. People went to work, children went to school, and the world spun on. The streets were busy, the cities full of noise, and everything seemed normal. But beneath this everyday life, something was happening that no one knew about, something the aliens never expected. In a secret underground base, far away from prying eyes, a group of scientists and military leaders gathered. They worked tirelessly on a project that no one outside the base knew about. It was called Project Hunter. The project had started years ago, when the world's leaders realized that Earth was not as safe as they thought. The rise of alien technology in space and the dangers of other species were growing threats. But humanity had one thing that others didn't: the ancient predators of Earth. These were animals, creatures with instincts that could rival any force in the galaxy. Humans had tamed them long ago, using them for survival and strength. Now, scientists believed they could bring those ancient instincts back. The first part of Project Hunter was to study the predators. Wolves, big cats, and even creatures from long-extinct times like saber-toothed tigers. The scientists collected DNA, studied the patterns of behavior, and learned how these predators survived in the wild. They discovered that it wasn't just their strength or speed that made them dangerous. It was their minds, their instincts to hunt and survive. With this knowledge, the scientists worked to unlock these ancient powers in humans. Special soldiers were chosen for the project, people with physical strength, mental sharpness, and a deep connection to the earth. They trained in ways that no one could imagine. They learned to track, hunt, and fight like the predators of old. They trained in forests, deserts, and mountains, learning to use the land as their weapon. They learned to move silently, to strike quickly, and to never give up. At the same time, Earth's military forces grew stronger. They began to develop weapons unlike anything the world had seen before, tools that combined human intelligence with the raw power of Earth's natural predators. These weapons were not just guns and bombs. They were tools for survival, made for the warriors who had learned to fight with animal-like precision. Though the world knew nothing of Project Hunter, there were signs. Governments spoke of new security measures, but no one understood what it really meant. Regular people still went about their lives, unaware that their soldiers were becoming something more, something beyond human. While the rest of the world focused on their normal lives, the soldiers of Project Hunter were becoming Earth's true strength. They had unlocked something ancient, something that would make them more dangerous than anyone could have imagined. They were ready for the aliens, even though they didn't know it yet. The aliens might have thought Earth's people were weak and primitive, but they were about to learn a harsh lesson. Soon, the humans would show them what it really meant to awaken the predators. The quiet days on Earth were over. The stars above the planet suddenly filled with the shadows of alien ships. They came from all directions, powerful and fast. The aliens had arrived, just as they had planned. Their weapons were ready, their fleets organized. Earth was nothing more than a target now. The alien ships hovered in the sky, blocking out the sun. There were no warnings, no talks. The aliens believed they could strike with ease. They saw Earth as nothing more than a small, weak planet filled with primitive people who wouldn't stand a chance. They were wrong. The first attack came without warning. Explosions shook the ground as alien lasers blasted the cities. Buildings crumbled to the ground. The air was filled with smoke and dust. People screamed as they ran for cover, trying to escape the devastation. The military scrambled to respond, but Earth's forces were not ready for this kind of assault. The alien ships were too advanced, their weapons too powerful. For a moment, it seemed like Earth's defense would fail. But then, something unexpected happened. Far from the cities, deep in the mountains, a group of soldiers gathered. They were part of Project Hunter, hidden from the world, trained in ways no one could understand. These soldiers had been prepared for this moment. They were the last line of defense. When the attack began, they didn't panic. They didn't run. Instead, they moved quickly and silently, using the land around them to hide and track the aliens. They wore special suits designed for stealth, blending into the environment like shadows. These were no ordinary soldiers. They were hunters. The first alien ship that tried to land was ambushed. The humans used weapons that seemed strange to the aliens, tools made from Earth's natural materials, combined with their advanced training. They didn't just shoot. They tracked the ships, found weak spots, and attacked them with deadly precision. The humans worked as a team, silently coordinating their strikes. They moved in ways that no alien had ever seen before, using the land, the trees, and the rocks as cover. The predators within them had been awakened. They hunted with the skill of creatures from Earth's past. The alien commanders were confused. Their advanced technology was no match for these tactics. They had expected humans to run and hide, but instead, the humans were hunting them. As the first few alien ships were taken down, The rest of the fleet hesitated. The aliens had underestimated the humans. They had no idea how deadly these creatures were. Earth's warriors had become something more. The alien commanders called for backup, but it was too late. The damage had been done. In the chaos, the human soldiers continued to strike, moving in and out of the shadows. The battle was just beginning, but the aliens knew they had made a grave mistake. They had attacked too soon and underestimated their enemy. The humans weren't weak. They weren't primitive. They were predators, born to fight, to survive, and to win. The alien attack on Earth had only just begun, but already the humans were showing their strength. The aliens had thought they could easily crush the planet, but they hadn't counted on Project Hunter. They hadn't realized that Earth's people were not as weak as they appeared. As the alien ships continued to strike cities, the soldiers of Project Hunter went deeper into action. They had been trained for this moment, and now they were ready to do whatever it took to protect their world. But what the aliens didn't know was that the soldiers weren't just ordinary humans anymore. They had unlocked something ancient, something far more dangerous than the aliens could ever imagine. The soldiers were no longer just fighters. They had been trained to think like the predators of Earth, animals that had once ruled the planet. The instincts of wolves, big cats, and even ancient beasts like saber-toothed tigers had been awakened inside them. They had learned to hunt, to track, and to fight in ways that no alien had ever seen before. Far from the cities, deep in the forests and mountains, the soldiers began to move like shadows. Their steps were silent, their senses sharp. They could smell the alien presence in the air. They could hear the faintest sounds of movement. They knew where the enemy was before the aliens even knew they were there. The first wave of predators was unleashed. These weren't animals, but humans who had become something more. They moved in groups like packs of wolves. They attacked swiftly, silently, and with deadly precision. Their training had made them the perfect hunters, and now they were using their skills to fight back against the invaders. One group of soldiers ambushed an alien patrol in the forest. The aliens were not expecting it. The humans struck fast, using the trees as cover and their surroundings to hide. In an instant, the humans overwhelmed the aliens. The soldiers used knives, sharp blades made from Earth's natural resources, and even their bare hands, fighting with a strength and speed that the aliens couldn't match. Another group of soldiers infiltrated a downed alien ship. They moved inside like predators in search of their prey. With the knowledge they had gained from studying Earth's dangerous creatures, they knew exactly where to strike. The ship's defenses were no match for the humans' instincts. The soldiers tore through the alien ship, disabling its systems and killing the crew inside. The aliens were beginning to realize that they were not fighting simple humans. These soldiers were not afraid. They were not like the weak species the aliens had known before. They fought with a fearlessness that came from the heart of every predator that had ever walked the earth. The alien leaders watched in horror as their forces were picked off one by one. The humans were using tactics they couldn't understand, hunting them down with an unmatched skill. The predators had been unleashed, and now there was no stopping them. Earth was no longer just a target. It was a battleground, and the humans were ready to defend it with everything they had. The aliens were beginning to see that the true power of Earth lay not in its technology or cities, but in the hearts of its people, the hunters, the predators, the survivors. The battle on Earth was growing worse for the aliens. What had started as a simple mission to conquer the planet was now turning into a nightmare. Their ships were falling from the sky, their soldiers were disappearing in the forests and mountains, and their commanders were starting to panic. At first, the aliens had thought Earth was an easy target. They had come with the full strength of their fleet, their advanced technology, and their powerful weapons, but nothing had prepared them for the humans they encountered. The soldiers of Project Hunter were more than they had ever imagined. The humans had learned the art of survival from the fiercest creatures on Earth. They fought like predators, silent, fast, and deadly. And the aliens were not ready for it. In the command center of the alien fleet, panic was spreading. The alien leaders gathered in a large, dark room, their faces grim. The screens in front of them showed live feeds from all over Earth, alien ships being shot down, patrols being wiped out, and humans moving like shadows, picking off their soldiers one by one. It was chaos. "We cannot let this continue," said one of the alien generals, a tall reptilian being with scales that shimmered like metal. His voice was filled with frustration. "We underestimated them. These humans are not weak. They are like animals. Worse, they are hunters." Another alien, a giant insect-like creature, clicked its mandibles in agitation. "We are losing control. Our ships are falling from the sky. Our troops are being killed. We cannot fight like this." The council's leader, a huge alien with armored skin, slammed his fist onto the table. "We will not lose to a primitive species. We must push forward. We cannot retreat now." But deep down, even the leader knew they were losing. They had expected an easy victory. They had expected the humans to cower in fear and surrender. Instead, they were facing a fight they couldn't win. The humans had something the aliens didn't understand: a deep, unbreakable will to survive. As the days passed, more and more alien ships were destroyed. The aliens tried to regroup, to send in reinforcements, but it wasn't enough. The humans were everywhere, attacking from the shadows, destroying everything in their path. They used their knowledge of the land, their training, and their instincts to find weaknesses in the alien forces. They adapted quickly, and the aliens struggled to keep up. In the forests, a group of soldiers from Project Hunter ambushed an alien convoy. They moved in fast, like a pack of wolves. The aliens had no time to react. They fought back, but it was useless. The humans were too quick, too strong. One by one, the alien soldiers fell. The alien generals watched in disbelief as their troops were wiped out. Their ships were no match for the humans' guerrilla tactics. The more the aliens tried to fight, the more they were overwhelmed. "What are we facing?" the reptilian general demanded. "These humans are not what we were told. They are not the weak creatures we expected. They are monsters." The panic in the alien ranks was growing. They had come to Earth expecting an easy conquest, but now they were fighting for their very survival. The humans had unleashed their predators, and there was no way to stop them. The invasion was falling apart. The aliens had made a grave mistake, and now they were about to learn what it truly meant to face humanity's hidden strength. The war on Earth had escalated quickly. What had started as an invasion now seemed like a desperate struggle for survival. The aliens had come to conquer the planet, but instead, they were being hunted by its people. The soldiers of Project Hunter were relentless, and the alien forces were failing, one battle after another. It was only a matter of time before the aliens would be forced to retreat. In the dark command center of the Galactic Council, the leaders of the alien forces gathered. The room was filled with tension. The screens showed footage of the chaos on Earth: alien ships in flames, soldiers running for their lives, and humans attacking with deadly precision. The once proud and powerful council was now facing its worst nightmare. The council leader, a massive alien with armor-like skin, stood at the head of the table. His piercing eyes looked down at the others, and his voice was cold. "We cannot deny it any longer. The humans are stronger than we thought. Their soldiers are not just fighters, they are predators." There was silence in the room. Some of the council members were still unwilling to accept the truth. One of the reptilian generals, his face twisted in anger, slammed his fist onto the table. "This is impossible. They are nothing. How can they stand against us? We are the rulers of the galaxy. These creatures are beneath us." Another alien, a tall, insect-like being, spoke slowly, his voice full of uncertainty. "We underestimated them. We believed Earth was an easy conquest, but their soldiers fight with the strength of animals. We have no control. Our ships are being destroyed, and our soldiers are being killed by their hunters." The council leader remained silent for a moment. He knew that the situation was beyond repair. The invasion had failed, and they had no way of winning this war. The humans had proved to be far more dangerous than anyone had expected. Finally, the leader spoke again, his voice heavy with defeat. "We must call for reinforcements. If we do not, Earth will fall completely into their hands. But we must be careful. If we send in too many forces, we risk pushing them further into the corner. These humans do not give up easily. Their survival instinct is too strong." A few of the council members exchanged nervous glances. The idea of calling for reinforcements felt like admitting failure. But they had no choice. The humans had awakened something inside themselves, something primal, something that could not be controlled or stopped. "We cannot let Earth remain in their hands," said one of the alien generals, his voice bitter. "But we must be smart about this. The humans have become more than just a threat. They are the predators, and we are their prey." The council leaders nodded in agreement, but there was a sense of fear in the air now. The mighty Galactic Council had been brought to its knees by a species it had once considered weak and insignificant. They had made a huge mistake, and now they were paying for it. As the leaders discussed their next steps, a sense of dread filled the room. The invasion had failed, and no matter what they did now, they would never forget the lesson Earth had taught them. The humans were not just survivors. They were predators, and the Council would never again underestimate them. The aliens had underestimated humanity, and now they were paying the price. The Council's plan to crush Earth was falling apart. The soldiers of Project Hunter had proven that they were not only capable of fighting back, but of turning the tables in ways the aliens could never have imagined. Across Earth, the humans had learned to fight as one. They had learned to strike quickly, using their environment and their ancient predator instincts to defeat the alien forces. With every battle, the aliens lost more ground. The humans had the power, the strength, and now they had the will to finish this war. In a dark and hidden base deep underground, the top commanders of Project Hunter gathered. Their faces were stern, but there was no fear in their eyes. The aliens had attacked Earth with the belief that humans were weak. But the humans had learned, adapted, and become a force far greater than anything the aliens had ever seen. "We need to hit them hard," said Commander Sarah, the leader of Project Hunter. Her voice was calm but filled with determination. "We've taken down their ships. We've crushed their patrols. Now it's time to finish this." Her team nodded in agreement. They had trained for this moment. They had spent years preparing for a war that had yet to come. But now, that war was here, and they were ready. The plan was simple but deadly, a coordinated strike on the heart of the alien fleet. The humans knew where the remaining ships were. They knew the alien command center's location. And most importantly, they knew how to attack. As night fell across the world, Project Hunter moved into position. Groups of soldiers, highly trained and equipped with Earth's most powerful weapons, prepared for the final assault. They wore camouflaged suits that blended perfectly with their surroundings. Each soldier carried tools, weapons, and gadgets that had been designed for one thing: to hunt and kill the alien invaders. In the mountains, one group of soldiers positioned themselves near the aliens' landing zone. They watched as alien ships hovered above, unaware of the humans hiding nearby. Their hearts beat quietly in the silence, their eyes sharp, scanning every movement. They were predators now, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Then, like a well-oiled machine, the attack began. Explosions rocked the sky as human-made missiles launched toward the alien ships. In seconds, the first ship went down, burning in the sky. The humans moved quickly, silently. The alien forces, caught off guard, scrambled to respond, but they were too slow. The humans had already planned their moves. On the ground, another group of Project Hunter soldiers attacked alien troops. They struck from the trees, from the shadows. The aliens fought back, But it was hopeless. The humans were too fast, too deadly. One by one, the alien soldiers fell. Meanwhile, other teams infiltrated the alien command center. They moved through the facility like ghosts, cutting off communication, disabling systems, and taking control. The aliens had no idea what was happening until it was too late. The humans were already inside. In the final moments of the attack, the alien leaders tried to call for reinforcements, but their efforts were in vain. Earth's predators had already claimed victory. The alien ships fell from the sky, one after another. The invasion was over. The humans had struck back, and they had won. The humans had done the impossible. What started as a desperate fight for survival had now become a full-scale counteroffensive. Earth was no longer on the defensive. The war was turning, and the aliens were beginning to realize that they had lost control of the situation. For weeks, the humans had struck back with relentless precision. They had taken down alien ships, destroyed command centers, and wiped out entire patrols. Every time the aliens tried to regroup, the humans were already there, ready to strike. They were no longer just reacting to the alien invasion. They were taking the fight to the heart of the alien forces. In their hidden underground base, Project Hunter had become a symbol of Earth's strength. Commander Sarah stood before her team, watching the latest intelligence reports. The battle was far from over, but the humans had made significant progress. They had turned the tide. "We're winning," Commander Sarah said, her voice steady. "The aliens are disorganized. Their fleets are in chaos. It's time to push them back once and for all." Her team nodded in agreement. They knew what had to be done. The aliens had underestimated humanity, thinking they could easily take the planet. But now, Earth's warriors had learned to fight in ways the aliens could never understand. They used the environment, their instincts, and their unity to outsmart and overpower their enemies. The plan was set. They would strike at the heart of the alien fleet, an enormous mothership that hovered over Earth, controlling the remaining alien forces. If they could take down that ship, the rest of the alien fleet would fall apart. It was a dangerous mission, but the humans knew it was their only chance to end the war. As the soldiers prepared for their final strike, they could feel the weight of the mission. The battle would be hard, but they were ready. They had trained for this, and they knew what they were capable of. The humans were not just fighting for survival anymore. They were fighting to protect their world and their future. The attack began at dawn. The soldiers of Project Hunter moved quickly, like a pack of wolves closing in on their prey. They were armed with the best weapons Earth had to offer, and their knowledge of the alien ships was unmatched. Each soldier knew their role, and they carried out their mission with the precision of a well-trained unit. The alien mothership loomed ahead, surrounded by smaller ships. The humans attacked from all sides, using guerrilla tactics that the aliens couldn't counter. They planted explosives, sabotaged the alien weapons, and struck fast before the aliens could respond. The mothership's defenses were strong, but the humans had studied every weak point. They targeted those spots with deadly accuracy. As the battle raged on, the alien forces began to crumble. The humans had turned the war in their favor, and there was no turning back now. The mothership was weakening, and the aliens were running out of options. With one final push, the humans breached the mothership's core. Explosions rocked the alien ship, and soon it began to break apart. The rest of the alien fleet, without leadership and direction, fell into chaos. It was over. The humans had done what no one thought possible. They had turned the war, and now Earth was free. The battle was over. The alien fleet had been destroyed, their mothership shattered, and their soldiers scattered. Earth had won, but the price had been high. Cities were damaged, and many brave soldiers had fallen in the fight. But the war that had threatened humanity's existence was finally over. As the last alien ship fell from the sky, a sense of calm settled over the planet. The soldiers of Project Hunter had done the impossible. They had faced an invasion from another galaxy, fought back with everything they had, and emerged victorious. Commander Sarah stood on the steps of the main base, looking out at the horizon. The battle had been long and difficult, but now there was peace. The sky, once filled with enemy ships, was clear. The Earth had been saved, and the threat was gone. "It's over," Sarah said quietly, to no one in particular. "We've won." Her team stood with her, their faces tired but proud. They had fought for their world, for their families, and for their future. Now they could rest. The nightmare was behind them. The war had turned Earth into a battleground, but now the humans had reclaimed their planet. Around them, celebrations began. People filled the streets, cheering and waving flags. The sounds of joy echoed through the cities. The world had come together to defeat the aliens, and now it was time to rebuild and heal. The leaders of Earth's nations gathered to discuss the next steps. They knew that the planet had to be rebuilt, but they also knew that the unity created by the war would be their strength. Humans had shown their true power, and the Galactic Council, once so sure of its superiority, now knew that Earth was not a planet to be ignored or underestimated. In the days that followed, representatives from every nation came together to form a new global government. The lessons learned during the war were clear. Humanity was strongest when it stood united. They would work together to rebuild, to protect their planet, and to ensure that no such invasion could ever threaten them again. The aliens, though defeated, had learned something too. The news of their defeat spread quickly across the galaxy. Other species, once willing to invade Earth, began to think twice. The message was clear: Earth would not be an easy target. The humans had proven that they were strong, resourceful, and willing to fight for their freedom. Any future invader would think twice before crossing paths with humanity. As the years passed, Earth grew stronger, technology advanced, and new alliances were formed. But more than anything, humanity had learned a deep lesson. They were not alone in the universe, but they were more powerful than anyone had given them credit for. Victory was sweet, but peace was even sweeter. Humans had faced the impossible, and they had won. And in the quiet aftermath of the war, they realized something even more important. They had the power to shape their own future.